18 marks in your board papers. Guys, all our MCQs, so steps are not going to be that important. 2,4 belongs to relation set, but 4,2 does not belong to relation set. Hi guys, welcome to all of you. Today I'm going to take a super amazing session on all the important MCQs of class 12th. This is for the students who are looking for an extra edge before the mathematics paper on 8th March. I believe if you have done the theory already and some level of practice, this will give you the extra boost which you need right before the exam. Guys, I've curated all the important questions, the competency based questions, and it will amount to 18 marks in your board paper. So do watch the video till the end, and it's a request from all of you that you can watch it at 2x speed because it's a recorded session. I do not want to waste any of your time during this preparation time of your paper. So, and important will be if you pause after each question and try to attempt the question on your own, then look for the solution or answer. So that way you will gain maximum from this lecture. Before I start the session, let me quickly introduce myself. Myself, Varsha, and I am a mathematics mentor teaching from past 8 years. I have been teaching in 11, 12, JE and created a lot of results. Most of my students have scored 100 out of 100 in mathematics, or let's say 80 out of 80, because that's where my part comes into picture. So I want all of you to give your best and get the most out of the video. Let's get started, guys. Here are the questions. The first question to begin with is, let R be a relation on set of natural numbers defined by A is related to B if A is a factor of B. What is the relation between A and B? A is a factor of B. Then, is it reflexive, symmetric, transitive? You have to figure out that. Guys, all our MCQs, so steps are not going to be that important. Still, in some of the questions, I'll be writing steps because you're going for a subjective paper and we need to know how to describe, how to present the paper very well. It's going to play an important role. And especially after the physics paper, we have to be super duper prepared to face the worst. So that's why I chose, let's be very clear with the MCQs. A is a factor of B. You know what is a factor means. So for reflexive, we check is A related to A, meaning, or let's say A comma A belongs to relation set, meaning is A a factor of A? Yes, we all know that A is definitely of any number is a factor of itself. So it is going to be reflexive. Let's say it's reflexive. Let's check the symmetricity also. A comma B belongs to relation set implies A is factor of B. A is factor of B. So which is the other way around true? If A is a factor of B, can we say that B is also a factor of A? Yes, B is also a factor of A. Oh well, we cannot say that. If you're thinking confused, ये एकदम से instant आता है. बच्चों यार, if 2 is a factor of 4, can I say that 4 is also a factor of 2? No, it's not. 2,4 belongs to relation set, but 4,2 does not belong to relation set. Therefore, it is not symmetric. And remember, bachcho, while you are writing answers, for proving something is symmetric, you have to give a general example. But for proving something is not, whenever you're disproving, it's not symmetric, not reflexive, not transitive, one numerical example is sufficient. Can you understand general example, numerical example? This is general, meaning for all A which belongs to natural number. This works for all A, all the elements of natural number. So general is needed for proving something, and for disproving something, one particular example, special example, numerical example is enough. What about the transitivity, बच्चों? देख लेते हैं, आ जाओ. If A comma B belongs to relation set means what? A is factor of B. And B comma C also belongs to relation set. That means B is factor of C. This is given part, bachcho, if. So, and we have to check, is A comma C also part of relation set? Matlab, is A a factor of C? If A is a factor of B, just for your understanding, let's say A is some multiple of B and B is a factor of C, means B is some integral or natural number multiple of C. What is lambda and M? These are just some natural numbers. So A is some natural multiple of B, B is some natural multiple of C. बच्चों in place of this B, can I write MC? A is equal to lambda into M into C, which is lambda M into C. Lambda and M are just two natural numbers. If you multiply two natural numbers, you get a natural number. So I can say A is K times C. A is some natural multiple of C. So A is a factor of C. I can conclude that, right? A, okay, so then A is a factor of C. That is A comma C belongs to relation set for all A comma C belonging to natural. And from that, it is reflexive and transitive but not symmetric. Option B will be the correct answer. If you have got it, well done. I have some more questions on this reflexive and symmetric transitivity. It will help you a lot. Check here. The next question is S is a set of all real numbers. R is a relation on S defined as A related to B, and modulus of A is less than equal to B. Then what can you say about this relation? Modulus of A is less than equal to B. But for reflexivity, we will check is modulus of A less than or equal to A? Is magnitude of any number less than or equal to that number? May not be true. Example, if I take A equal to minus 3, so magnitude of minus 3, is it less than or equal to minus 3? Magnitude of minus 3 is going to be plus 3. Plus 3 is not less than minus 3. That's not true. So, yeah, I can say A comma A does not belong to relation set for all A belonging to real number, or for all A belonging to set S. Does not belong. So it is not reflexive. Any option that we get based on this, not reflexive, neither reflexive nor symmetric. तो चलो एक बार symmetric भी check कर लेते हैं. What about the symmetricity battery? Okay, if modulus of A is less than or equal to B, can we say that modulus of B will be less than or equal to A? सोच लो, we're talking about any real number. Example, if A is minus 2 and B is 4, let's say. So modulus of minus 2 is less than or equal to 4. But modulus of 4, is that less than or equal to minus 2? No. Can you see? I'm going to take an example. Modulus of minus 2, magnitude of minus 2 is less than or equal to 4. Correct? That means minus 2 comma 4 belongs to relationship. Now, is its reverse also true? Can I say that magnitude of 4 is less than or equal to minus 2? Reciprocal? No, we cannot say that. So that means 4 comma minus 2 does not belong to relationship. So for disproving something, one example is sufficient. Like here I said 3 comma 3 does not belong to relationship. Similarly 4 comma minus 2 does not belong. That is B comma A does not belong, and therefore it is not symmetric. So still there is one more option applicable. It can be option D as well. So we have to check the transitivity. Transitivity. Chalo dekhte hain. Transitivity will say that if A comma B belongs to relation, B comma C belongs to relation, then A comma C should also belong to relation. In other words, if magnitude of A is less than equal to B and magnitude of B is less than equal to C, then magnitude of A should be less than equal to C. A, B, B, C, A. If this relation is satisfied, it will be called as transitive relation. चलो, you can take an example also, but एक थोड़ा common sense लगा के सोच सकते हैं हम लोग. A is any number less than B, and then B is any number less than C. So if A is less than, you can take positive, negative, any combination. Try कर लो. सब negative ले लो. Let's say it's minus 2 less than equal to, it has to be more than that, 4. If it is 4 less than or equal to 8, then minus 2 has to be less than or equal to 8. Can I get any other possibility? Yes, I am thinking that what if I take the value of A as minus 2, B to B, इसको हम 1 ले लेते हैं, minus 1, B as minus 2 and C as minus 4. So can I say magnitude of A is less than or equal to B? नहीं, इसको प्लस ले लेंगे. So yeah, it satisfies the first situation that -1 magnitude is less than equal to 2. Okay. Second है B should be less. So magnitude of 2 is less than or equal to C. C has to be more than 2. It has to be full. So there is no possibility that I disobey that rule. I have to बच्चों obey the rule. Do you all agree with me? So it has to be, meaning my -1 has to be less than or equal to 4. It is transitive but not symmetric and not reflexive. ठीक है? That's the thing. Option C is correct. Next one. Let S be a set of all real numbers and R be a relation on S. A is related to B if it satisfies this particular thing. 1 plus AB is greater than 0, then they are in relation. So is it symmetric? Can I say 1 plus A square is greater than 0? Is A related to A, बच्चों? If A is related to B, 1 plus AB. If A is related to A, replace B with A. Is 1 plus A square greater than 0? Yes, 1 is positive, A square is positive. It is going to be greater than 0. It will be reflexive. चलो फिर next करते हैं. If A comma B belongs to relation, it implies 1 plus AB is greater than 0. Then can I say that 1 plus BA is also greater than 0? I can say that. What is the difference? If 1 plus BA is greater than 0, then I can as well say B comma A belongs to relation set. So it is going to be symmetric. Guys, did you notice that for proving something, I have used general things, not specific example. General. Let's check the transitivity. If A comma B belongs to relation, what does it imply? It implies 1 plus AB will be greater than 0. And if B comma C also belongs to relation, it implies 1 plus BC will be greater than 0. But what do you think based on this? Will 1 plus AC also be greater than 0? It's a question mark. Yes or no? So you have to look for general thing. Like that means by adding them, by subtracting, by multiplying, do we get this relation? If yes, great. If not, then think of logical approach. If not, then think of some numbers that you can put and get the answer, get the value to it. Record तो हो रहा है. Yes. तो इसमें हम I think we can play with something. A comma C belongs to relation or not? That's a question. If we take, because they have said real numbers, so I can take positive, negative, fraction, anything. अच्छा थोड़ा try करते हैं एक example के साथ. What if I take the value of A as again 1, B as half, and C as 1/4, 1 into half, positive, एक negative भी ले लेते हैं, है ना? C 8, B half, AB, BC. तो 8 ले लेंगे, तो माइनस ले लेंगे. So 1 into minus half is minus half. 1 minus half agreed. मतलब it satisfies. 1 plus BC satisfying हो रहा है. Yes, 1 plus BC is also satisfying. 8 by 2. Oh, 1 plus BC is not satisfying. तो इसको negative ले लेते हैं. Now it will satisfy. If B is also negative, बच्चों minus half and C is also negative. Both are negative. It will satisfy ना. 1 plus minus half into minus 8. Plus 4. 1 plus 4 is going to be greater than 0. So these examples satisfy first and second. Does it satisfy the third one also? 1 plus 1 into minus 8. 1 into minus 8. 1 minus 8 minus 9. It's less than 0. It does not satisfy. So one example is sufficient to disprove anything. Just one example is sufficient to disprove anything. And we've taken this example. You can take any number of your choice. थोड़ा सा सोचेंगे आ जाता है. It's practice, right? So A comma C does not belong to relation and it's not transitive. Disprove means one example is important. So it's going to be reflexive and symmetric but not transitive. Option A is correct for this. Let's go to the next one. Again, there is a relation on real numbers. such that a square plus b square is 1. But your final question, I think after this you'll get a gist of how to solve such questions. What is the relation? A square plus b square is 1. Hey, real numbers, can I say that a square plus a square will be 1 for any real number? It's not true. It's not at all true. So definitely not reflexive but true, because a comma a does not belong to relationship. Some people also write it a is not related to it. That's okay. Different ways. If a square plus b square is 1, bacho, that means a comma b belongs to relation. Then can you say that b comma a also belongs to relation? Yes. Check kar lo yaar. If a comma b belongs to relation, and it implies that a square plus b square is 1, then b square plus a square is also 1. That implies b comma a belongs to relation. So starting from a comma b belonging to relation, you reach to b comma a. So it's going to be symmetric. What about the transitivity? Okay. If a comma b belongs to relation, that is a square plus b square is 1. And b comma c belongs to relation, that is b square plus c square is 1. And then can I say that a square plus c square, a comma c also belongs to relation? Check kar lete hain. I'm just adding them. So I'll get a square plus c square plus 2b square is equal to 2, or a square plus c square is equal to 2 times 1 minus b square. Bacho, am I getting a square plus c square equal to 1? No, I'm not getting it equal to 1 anyhow. So if I'm not getting that 1 for all the cases, a square plus c square is not 1. That means a comma c does not belong to relation. So AB, BC, but AC does not belong. It's going to be non-transitive relation. So क्या है यार ये? Only symmetric, neither reflexive, nor transitive. Option A is the right answer for this. Hope you all understood this 4 questions on types of relations. Now move to functions, types of functions. A function from real plus is given like this: f of x is a raised to x. You have to talk about its onto into. But just some of the questions in the beginning I have taken which are fresh. You must have not seen it anywhere. Some of the questions in between are some things which you have seen, but because they are important, they come so many times that I thought I must, just go through it once again so you do not make any mistake. So towards the end, in chapters like vectors, 3D and probability, I've taken a lot of questions for practice, because I know there is the weak point. It's very theoretical. If you know the concept, you can solve it. It's not formula based. Direct nahi hai yaar. समझना पड़ता है ना? So there I have taken more questions for practice. These things generally students are able to do because these are the initial topics of class 12. You're fresh, energetic, and you've done it very well. Still, I've taken questions. Let me know how you're finding the class and what else would you like me to help you with in the comment section. Okay, let's read a function from all real plus to real plus. These are non-negative numbers. In other words, I can write them as 0 to infinity. 0 and infinity not included. First part is always the domain and the second part is codomain, not the range. And the function is, we have to find whether it's a 1-to-1 or many-to-1, into or onto, injectivity, subjectivity. But your e raised to x graph, if you all know very well, this is how the graph is, correct? It's like an asymptote to y-axis, never touches it. And how do we check the injectivity? You just do a horizontal line test, meaning if it cuts the graph at 1 and only 1 point, then it's going to be a 1-to-1 function. Yeah, I know that all of you will tell me, ma'am, it's only positive numbers. So let's not take the negative part. ठीक है, निकाल दिया मैम ने. I have not taken negative inputs. Good. So अब क्या? Still it will be 1-to-1 because horizontal line test says it's 1-to-1. Option, okay, it can be C or D. Now let's check the range of it. But your answer is going to be option C. Many of the notes or solutions, if you see online, they have given wrong answers. They have said D, but अगर आप इसको ध्यान से करो, so this point is 0, right? When do we say it's onto? The simple definition of onto is when range and codomain are equal. When range and codomain are equal, we say it's onto. What's the codomain given to us? 0 to infinity. Right? Or first. What is the range? You don't have to calculate anything. Just look at it. The range is from 1 to infinity. 1 to infinity because I have not counted the negative part. It's 1 to infinity. If the domain was all real numbers, I would have said it's onto. But because domain is only positive real numbers, I am not counting the negative part. Range will be 1 to infinity, and codomain and range are not equal. So that makes it an into function. Option C is right for this. Next one, again an important one, a function where the domain is Cartesian product A into B and codomain is Cartesian product B into B. What is the function? The function is f of A comma B is equal to B comma A. Then is it 1 to 1 on to etc. कुछ नया सा लग रहा है? You may have not seen such a thing, but nothing to worry. Stick on to your concepts. What does the concept of 1 to 1 and on to say? 1 to 1 simply means that what are the steps we do? Let f of x1 be equal to f of x2. And we say let us take two different outputs and then solve them. After solving, if we get x1 equal to x2, that means with two outputs we figure out that the input is same, f of x1 and f of x2. Sorry. It's not two different outputs. We say that let us take two different inputs, x1 and x2, but their outputs are same. And we assume that this is x1, this is x2. Two different inputs with same output because f equated. And on solving, if we get that their inputs are same, bhai ye alag nahi hai, ye dono ek hi hai. There is a same pre-image. There is only one pre-image. Every output has only one pre-image. Then it becomes 1 to 1. That's our funda. And for onto, I just discussed it in the previous question. So now, what they've said, input is A comma B, output is B comma A. It's an ordered pair. Why is the ordered pair? Because भाई साहब machine में जो domain है ना, input itself is an ordered pair. Can you see? Cartesian product always gives you ordered pair. If A is 1, 2 and B set is 3, 4. What is A cross B? 1, 3 and 2, 4. And 1, 4 and 2, 3. Right? And what will be B into A? Just the reciprocal of this. 3, 1, 4, 2, 4, 1 and 3, 2. Correct? So, in short, what they've said, what is the function? If the input is AB, the output is going to be B. Machine is not doing anything. Like there is a square function which squares everything. Squares the input. There's a cubic function which cubes the input. What is this function doing? What is this machine doing? Just interchange the element. If input is AB, it makes it BA. Correct? Chalo, let's check whether it's 1 to 1 or not. So, bachcho, let us say f of first input is A1, B1 is equal to second one A2, B2. Like we consider your x1 and x2. Instead of x1 and x2, your input is AB. So I've considered A1, B1 and A2, B2. What is f of A1, B1 equal to? B1, A1. What is f of A2, B2 equal to? B2, A2. From here, can I say that B1 is equal to B2 and A1 is equal to A2? They have to be. Because what other way we can equate? So B1 is B2 and A1 is A2. This thing if satisfies, we say it's 1 to 1. And the other way around, बच्चों, range निकालते हैं इसका. What is range of this function? You can take the example. If input is 1, 3, output is 3, 1. Input is 2, 4, output is 4, 2. Input is 1, 4, 4, 1. Input is 2, 3, output is 3, 2. Range is going to be all the reciprocals. Range is going to be B cross A. Do you all agree? Range is going to be all the elements with ordered pair B. Just interchange. Range is B cross A. Codomain is also B cross A. So it's going to be an onto function. 1 to 1 and onto. 1 to 1 and ऑन टू. आपको 1:1 में अगर डाउट लग रहा है ना बच्चों, मैम हाउ इज इट 1:1, जस्ट think about it for once. Is it possible that input is 1, 3? See, when do you say many to one? When two different inputs give the same. So is it possible that any two inputs will give you 3, 1? 1, 3 will give you 3, 1. Any other possibility that will give you 3, 1? Any other number that can give you same answer? No, because the machine is simply interchanging. 1, 3 will only give me 3, 1. There is no other possibility. There is no other input which will give me same output. No two inputs can have the same output. They are unique. So 1:1. F of x plus 1 by x is x square plus 1 by x square. Then what is the function? बहुत simple question है. If it comes in exam, many students will get confused thinking what it is. बहुत simple है. Play with this. इसको तो हम जानते हैं बहुत अच्छे से. X square plus 1 by x square. Isn't it x plus 1 by x the whole square minus 2? We do such manipulations in integration, right? Yeah. So x square plus 1 by x square is nothing but this. In place of x plus 1 by x. क्या करें? चलिए ये ऐसे लिख देते हैं. x plus 1 by x is equal to x plus 1 by x the whole square minus 2. Correct? And now I want f of x. Replace x plus 1 by x with, इसकी जगह x लिख दो. What will you get? F of x is equal to, this will be replaced with x squared minus 2. You can pause and understand. After every question you have to pause and understand what is ma'am doing and then check your method. And if you have any doubt with your method, you have solved it with a different way, feel free to ask in the chat, comments, and I'll respond to it. Graph of inverse functions, bachcho, because now I'm going to some inverse trigonometric questions. So here it is. अभी तक हम 9 स्लाइड पर बच्चों बहुत सारे क्वेश्चन है मेरे पास, थक न जाए आप लोग. I am going to continue. So graph of inverse function, I am going to give you some beautiful technique to remember the inverse graphs. So let's see. Using your sine inverse and cos inverse, how to remember sec and cosec. Everyone remember sine inverse and cos inverse graph minimum. यार minimum बोल रही हूँ. And tan inverse. If you remember sine cos tan, then I can help you with sec cosec and cot, because sec cosec and cot is difficult to remember. But your ITF graph will be helpful a lot in JEE for boards. If you remember, it's good. But if you find it confusing, then just one table which you have by hearted, domain and principal value branch. Go ahead with it and solve the questions. ये थोड़ा हम, because I am preparing you for the most as I said. That's why I'm telling you how is the graph of sine. Sine का ग्राफ कैसा है? पहली बात तो it's like this. Correct? The graph of sine inverse is mirror image of sine x across the line y equal to x. So this yellow one is nothing but graph of sine inverse. Correct? Now I'm going to tell you how will the graph of cosec inverse look like. All you have to do is bachcho, extend it. This continues with your x-axis like parallel, like cos till infinity. So the green portion is nothing but the green portion. If I remove the yellow, that is the graph of cosec inverse. Okay? Yes. Easy to remember. एक बारी markings कर लेते हैं. This is 0 at 1 minus 1 pi by 2 minus pi by 2. Do you all also know the simple fact that for cosec inverse x, the principal value branch is minus 90 to plus 90. The graph of cosec inverse is between minus 90 to plus 90, except 0. Cosec is not defined as 0. Yeah, right. Perfect, guys. Now we're going to go for the graph of sec inverse, which will be based on cos inverse. How is the graph of cos inverse? 1 से शुरू होता है. Okay. something like this. Yeah, 0, 1, minus 1. Here it's pi. This will be pi by 2. Correct. How to remember the graph of sec inverse? ग्रीन कलर sec inverse ग्राफ. बच्चों इसको बस आप एक्सटेंड करोगे इस तरीके से एंड यहाँ पे इस तरीके से. Look at this line pi by 2. Do you also know that the PVB, principal value branch of sec inverse is 0 to pi except pi by 2 because sec pi by 2 is not defined. So it's not touching your pi by 2 line. It's going almost parallel to your pi by 2 line, like an asymptote. Not touching pi by 2, but pi by 2 के करीब जा रहा है. So that's how we draw the graph of your sec inverse. Is that clear? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Let's move to the graph of tan inverse. अब ये थोड़ा अलग है. sec and cosec के बेसिस पे तो चलो आ गया, but tan inverse का ग्राफ थोड़ा सा हटके है. Yeah. Zero, tan 0, and then tan of 90 minus 90. You all know that tan 90 not defined, tan minus 90 not defined. In between there will be pi by 4 somewhere, minus pi by 4 somewhere, 1, 1. This is going straight all the way, तो इसको भूल जाते हैं. बच्चों ये हमारा ग्राफ है of tan inverse x. With green color, I am going to draw the graph of cosec inverse x. Are you all ready? This pi by 4 is where they meet. This pi by 4 is where they meet, and this 1 should come here. 1. This is going to be 1, pi by. इस तरीके से वो दोनों क्रॉस करते हैं. The green one is cot inverse x. मजा आया बच्चों? Interesting. Everyone would remember the table, but then this is something which you must have not seen ever. Take a screenshot here and practice it once. Find the principal value of cot inverse of minus root 3. Theta cosec, cos sec cot, right? That's how my students would be knowing. Theta cosec is one family, cos sec cot is another family. Theta cosec has their PVBs in minus 90 to plus 90. That is first and fourth quadrant में होता है वो. And cos sec cot, they have the PVBs in first and second quadrant. So if it is positive, we stick to first quadrant, but if it is negative, we will go to either fourth or second quadrant. तो आपने जिस भी तरीके से पढ़ा है, based on your logic, you can cot inverse of minus root 3. Now I know simply that, okay, first steps, this is how you are going to represent it in your paper. Let y is equal to this. Cot y will be equal to minus root 3. Cot y, when is cot value equal to root 3? At 30 degree. And bachu minus, can I cancel cot? Nah, whenever you have such situation, you cannot cancel unless it's in the PVB. So cot y is equal to cot is negative in second quadrant. How? Pi minus pi by 6. That gives you 5 pi by 6. And now can you cancel cot from both the sides? Can you remove the cot and say y is 5 pi by 6? Yes, I can do that. Simple reason is 5 pi by 6 belongs to the PVB 0 to pi for cot. Except pi by 2. This reason, mentioning the reason, MCQ has or not necessary, but in your 1 mark, 2 mark question, this will be important. So 5 pi by 6 happens to be your answer for this. एक बार check कर लेती हूँ यार, मेरे को ना बड़ा डर लगता है. In such questions, you should also do this in your exam. Cot of root 3, is it really 5 by 6? पक्का ना? Cross check, always, always, always. Next. The value of tan inverse of tan 7 pi by 6. Ma'am, cancel. Ma'am, answer is 7 pi by 6. No. Remember the properties, remember the principal value branches, yeah. But your sine inverse of sine x is equal to x only when x belongs to, when x is in the principal value branch. What is principal value branch of this? Minus 92 plus 90, closed interval. Hope you all remember close cover, open cover. It's very logical. So if not, you can watch my one-shot videos. It's all available on the YouTube playlist where all chapters one-shot videos are available, where you will learn my technique, my way of learning a topic. So this will cancel and give you x only when x belongs to its PVB. उसके family member होगा तो ही. I cannot randomly cancel for x. Similarly, tan inverse of tan x will be equal to x only when x belongs to the PVB of tan, which is minus 92 plus 90 open interval. Correct है ना बच्चों? Right. Hello. हाँ. Fine. 7 pi by 6 is not within that range, so I am going to simply convert 7 pi by 6, split it into two parts. 6 plus something. Okay. The denominator is 6, so I've written it 6. I can write it as 6 pi by 6 plus anything less than 6 pi by 6 plus pi by 6. 7 pi by 6, right? That is 6. Everyone knows very, very well. Tan of pi plus pi by 6. कितना होता है? Tan of pi plus theta is? Tan of pi plus theta is tan theta. Tan inverse tan cancel, and the answer will be log. You should write the reason, the PVB reason. Tan what? एक correction करना चाहिए मुझे. Cot pi by 2 यहाँ पे मैंने गलत लिख दिया था ना. Cot के लिए ये नहीं होता. It's only open interval 0 to pi. We remove pi by 2 in case of sec. We learned it just now from the graph. Pi by 2 is removed from sec. 0 is removed from cosec. In case of cot, we ignore 0 and pi to round intervals. Correct. Pi by 3 minus sine inverse of minus 1 by 2 value will be equal to how much? So solve करना है. Okay, not very tough. If you want, you can take it separately and solve from the MCQ point of view. If you have practiced enough, you can easily say that minus sign can come out and make it positive. Sine inverse of half is your 30 degree, and 30 plus 60 will be 90 degree option. Sine of half cos inverse 4 by 5. Now, this is an important question. This is a very, very important question, and you can pause and really think over it. If you take some time, it's okay. I've taken some questions from the properties also. There's always a confusion in ITF whether the properties exist. Are they there in the syllabus? They're part of syllabus, not there. So I've taken some questions based on properties so you have an idea in case they decide to make the paper tough. Things are there with us. चलो एक काम करते हैं. Cos inverse 4 by 5. Outside there is sine, inside there is cos inverse. Mismatch है. Let's try to match it. Cos inverse 4 by 5 can be easily converted in terms of sine because you all know this Pythagoras theorem method. It's a 3, 4, 5 triangle. So if I say cos inverse of 4 by 5 is, let's say, theta, then sine inverse of 3 by 5 will also be equal to theta. In substituting in this, I'll get 1 by 2 sine inverse 3 by 5. That's not going to be really, really helpful. कुछ बढ़िया इसमें लॉजिक लगाना होगा बच्चों. Cos theta is 4 by 5. कुछ करना होगा. Sine of half of theta. Sine of theta by 2 मिल गया. Basically, this is sine of theta by 2. Can I write sine of theta by 2 as 1 minus cos square theta by 2 inside a square? लिख सकते हैं ना बच्चों? Because sine square theta is 1 minus cos square, so I put a root here. Okay. After this, बच्चों, 1 minus cos square theta by 2. Can I write it this way? I have the value of theta. I don't want half angle. I want full angle, complete angle. Because I know the value of complete angle, not half angle. There are different ways. So I'm going to use a half angle formula. तो कौन सा हाफ एंगल फॉर्मूला है बच्चों? cos square theta से हम कन्वर्ट करते हैं उसको cos में. Yes, cos square theta is 1 plus cos theta upon 2. Right? This is how the formula is. Let's put the values. We can cross multiply as well. 2 minus 1 plus cos theta is from your 4 by 5. The whole divided by 2. How much is that leading us to? 1 plus 4 by 5 upon 2. 1 plus 4 by 5. 5 plus 4 9 by 10. ऐसा तो कुछ ऑप्शन नहीं है. हमने सब सही करा है. cos square theta by 2 is 1 plus cos theta by 2. Sin half of theta. Sin theta by 2. Check. 1 minus. या फिर यहीं से डायरेक्टली लिख देते साइन ऑफ थीटा बाई 2 साइन स्क्वायर थीटा. Sin square theta by 2 is 1 minus cos theta upon 2. And directly I can write from here also. We know sin square is 1 minus cos 1 plus cos. ठीक है. If I put the value here in this case, what am I getting? 1 minus 4 by 5 by 2. 5 minus 4 1 by. ये वहाँ पे भी आना चाहिए था फिर. Must be some calculation. 1 by root 10. Option C is the right answer. ठीक है. Approach directly. बच्चों ये बहुत important formula है. I don't know 1000 times I must have said it. 1 minus cos theta or 1 minus cos 2 theta and 1 plus cos 2 theta. We use it a lot of times. 1 minus cos 2 theta is 2 sin square theta. Half of that, and 1 plus cos 2 theta is 2 cos square theta. Very useful in all the chapters, almost all the chapters. Tan inverse half plus tan inverse 1 by 3. It's a standard tan inverse x plus tan inverse y formula, which should be tan inverse of x plus y upon 1 minus x into 1. Okay, this is used when product xy is less than 1. Whenever xy is less than 1. So your 1 by 2 into 1 by 3, 1 by 6 is going to be less than 1. So this formula. If it's going to be greater than 1, then we add minus 5 to it. And on solving 3 plus 2, 5 by 6 upon 3 to the 6 minus 1, 5 by 6, pi by 4, option D. Sin inverse x plus sin inverse y is 2 pi by 3. What is the value of cos inverse x plus cos inverse y? Okay. बच्चों, this is based on complementary properties. Super easy question. ये property सबको बताया. Sin inverse x plus cos inverse x is pi by 2. Is pi by 2. So from here, I can write this sin inverse x as pi by 2 minus cos inverse x. Similarly, sin inverse y can be written as pi by 2 minus cos inverse y equal to 2 pi by 3. Rearrange it. Cos inverse x plus cos inverse y taking minus common is going to be pi by 2 plus pi by 2 pi minus 2 pi by 3. 180 minus 120, 60. Option B is correct for this. Next one. Okay, so first unit, I think it's done. कितना time लगा अपने को? 45 minutes, 1 unit. Oh. So let's move to quickly. We'll rush through determinants and matrix because it's one of the easiest units, I would say. So let's quickly go through it and then focus more over the vector 3D, which is difficult, and application of derivative. I'm coming to it. Determinant solving, simply you do kind of cross multiplication. Sin 23 into cos 7 minus cos 23 into sin 7. So minus of minus will make it plus, and it becomes your compound angle formula, which is sin A cos B and cos A sin B, sin of 30 degrees half. Option C. Area of triangle, bachcho, I would like to talk about it. Area of triangle formula is half x1 y1, x2 y2, x3 y3, 1 1 1, and complete modulus. Why I'm saying, because you can expect one question on area of triangle. It's very important. x1 y1, x2 y2, x3 y3 are just the vertices of your triangle. Okay. So 1 1. Important point to note is whenever you get a question of this type, and let's say they hide one of the coordinate and put it as k. These are also a very common type of question. They'll give you the area of triangle value. They'll say area of triangle is 20. Find the value of k. In such question, this is not known to you. It's k. And if you're finding out k, remember that area of triangle will be 20 equal to modulus half. You put all the values, and then after removing mod, you will put plus minus. ये बड़ा important है. This determinant, let's say 2, 3, 1, 1, 1, 6, 9, 5, and k. Let's say this is 2, 3, 6, 9, and 5 k. So determinant you will solve it with your usual method, no difference. But when you have removed the mod, you have to put plus minus. In life, remember mod x is 3, x is plus minus. You do that, you know? So plus minus karna hai. System of linear equations. Again, this is one very important segment. You can expect one question based on system of linear equations. So generally, I give a chart to remember system of linear equations. Any equation can be represented in Ax equal to b format, where we have to find the value of x, which is given by the formula 1 upon determinant of A into adjoint of A into B. You will calculate adjoint of A into B divided with the determinant, and you will get the value of x. What is x? X is a column matrix having variables x, y, or z, depending on there are 2 equations or 3 equations. What is A? A is a square matrix of all the coefficients, and B is a column matrix of all the constants. I hope you are able to connect. Now, based on this Ax equal to B, we will have whether the system of equation is consistent or inconsistent. Consistent means there is a solution. Inconsistent means there is no solution. Consistent का मतलब होगा बच्चों in that again there are 3 types of solution. One is a unique solution, the other is infinite solution, and the last one is trivial solution, or we also call it zero solution. Under inconsistent, there is only one type, meaning you will not have any solution. So, bachcho, for unique solution, what is the condition? I'll refer with respect to them. Adjoint of A into B is numerator and determinant of A is denominator. For unique solution, you should have both the values. Numerator also non-zero, determinant of A, denominator also non-zero. For infinite solution, you should have adjoint of A into B 0, determinant of A 0. Just a change. यहाँ पे हम लोग trivial solution के लिए adjoint of A into B will be 0 and determinant of A will be non-zero. Trivial, infinite, unique. And for no solution, denominator should be 0, numerator should be non-zero. If you remember this, all your questions on consistent, inconsistent will be solved. Don't worry about the word problems. They're going to be easy. You will be able to do it very well. और क्या है determinant में बच्चों बस learn the expansion very well, multiplication of matrix very well, and symmetric, skew symmetric, some properties of adjoint will be helpful. That you can expect a question on properties of adjoint. After the exam, do come and comment whether this session was useful or not, how many questions you saw similar or same. हम थोड़ा सा अपना prediction कर रहे हैं. A and B are given. You have to find the value of x such that there's a relation 4 times A plus 3x is equal to 5B. Since the question is find x, let's solve here itself. X is going to be 5B minus 4A divided by 3. Correct, bachcho? What will be 5B equal to? We can easily find out. 5 4s are 20, 5 3s are 15, 5 2s are 10, 6 5s are 30. What is 4A equal to? 4 2s are 8, 0, 12, and 4. Subtracting them because 5B minus 4A. Okay. Same corresponding elements. 20 minus 8 is 12, minus 15, minus 30 plus 12 is going to be minus 18, and 10 minus 4. अच्छा बच्चों माइनस और माइनस प्लस हो गया, इसीलिए 30 plus minus 30 plus 12 is minus 18, and 10 minus 4 is 6. What we have to do finally? Divide it with 3. If I divide it with 3, answer is going to be 4 minus 5 minus 6 and 2. है क्या कोई? Option A itself is what I'm getting. If there is a minus sign problem here and there, please check that for yourself. It happens with you also, and it happens with me also very often in the class. So, patience, right? Okay. Rechecking is always important, no matter how good your calculations are. Rechecking the paper is very important. I've published a short. Do go through. There's one short on last minute tips for your board exam. So when you go through that, you will come to know some really important points to keep in mind just before your exam. These are the two determinant matrix and find the value of x, y, z. But you keep in mind while you're solving, reading the question is important. Square bracket will represent matrix, and if it is just vertical lines or only vertical lines will represent determinants. But ये round भी हो सकता है, round also determinant. Determine matrices. ज़्यादा confusing हो गया क्या? Round determine matrices नहीं. Round also represent a matrix, and vertical lines will represent a determinant. Confusion clear? So in matrix, you simply equate the values. You will directly equate the values. But in determinant, you're not going to equate the value. Example, if this is x, y, z, w, and here it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 6 ले लेते हैं. 1, 2, 3, 4, 0 आ जाएगा. If these are the two things and it's determinant, you're not going to equate. You will solve the determinant, left side determinant, right side determinant, and then get the value. Like here it will be xw minus yz is equal to 1 6 and 3 फिर से 0 आ गया. ले भाई यहाँ पे 4 डाल देते हैं. चलो 1 6 6 4 2 8. And that's how you should solve it. I cannot say x is 1, y is 2. ये गलत हो जाएगा. Direct equating. Whereas here you can equate and get the answer. तो ये तो बड़ा easy है वैसे. I think it should be option A, Z3 and W4. आ जाएगा easily से आपको करके. थोड़ा आगे जाते हैं. A plus B into A minus B. If A and B are square matrices will be equal to what? बच्चों, it's not your number. A square minus B square नहीं होगा. It's going to be A into A. A square, A into minus B minus AB, B into A plus BA and B into minus B square. AB and BA are not going to cancel over here. We know matrix is not commutative. AB and BA are not equal. AB is different, BA is different. So minus AB plus B option. Similarly, bachcho, A minus B the whole square if they have asked, you will not just say option A. नहीं, ये गलत हो जाएगा. A square minus AB, just like your minus AB minus BA plus B square. ठीक है, instead of minus 2AB, you have minus AB and minus BA. Option B. हाँ जी. If A is a 3-row square matrix and determinant of A is 4, then what is the value of adjoint of adjoint A? Recall the properties. आधे बच्चे तो गलत करके आएंगे. I'm sure. कितना भी पढ़ा होगा. They'll write, ma'am, adjoint of adjoint A is determinant of A into I. Nah. That is A into adjoint A. Adjoint of adjoint A formula क्या है? It is determinant of A raised to n minus 2 into A. Correct? And what is determinant of A equal to 4? N is the order. What is order, ma'am? Order is not given. But it's a 3-row matrix. You know determinant is always square. If there are 3 rows, there has to be 3 columns. Determinants are always square. So row and odd column both are 3. 3 minus 2, 1 into 8. 4A should be your answer, option A. ठीक है? चलो. If A and B are anti-commutive, then what is the meaning of it? This is not something different, but I thought if you have never heard this word, you must know. Anti-commutative means AB and BA are of opposite sign. That's the only thing. FYI. A is given f of x is this, then what is the value of f of A? But again, this question comes in exam. Nothing to be afraid of. F of A बोला है ना बच्चों. F of x दिया है. So f of A is going to be equal to, in place of x, put A. 2 times A square minus 4A plus 5. And now you know how to find A square. You know how to multiply it with 2, 4, 5, and just put it in the वैल्यू, जस्ट यहाँ पे वैल्यू डाल के सॉल्व कर लेना है. Most of the question, many of the questions, I'm going to just discuss the method of solving. I'm just going to give you some hints. Okay. A and B are given, and A plus B the whole square is equal to A square plus B square. Then what can you say about the value of A and B? Bachcho, if A plus B the whole square is equal to A square plus B square, what is the main understanding out of it? We know that WKT, we know that A plus B the whole square is A square plus AB plus BA plus B. This is our general understanding, that's the formula. But now they have given it's only equal to A square plus B square, which means this part is 0. AB plus BA is 0. Can I say AB is equal to minus of BA? As per the question, AB is equal to minus of BA. Now you have A and B, just find out AB, find out BA, multiply it with minus and equal. Find AB. करना है solve यार. हाँ मैम हो जाएगा. I am saying yes, it can be done. That doesn't mean you should also assume yes, you will be able to solve it. Nah. I'm telling you, try now. If you multiply, you're going to miss the minus sign, or you will make some of the other mistake here. But so it's all about practice. Maths is all about practice. What do I say now? So do not take any question lightly. No minute, no second is for chill pill. After maths, you chill. But right now, let's give our best, bachu. No time pass. Nahin. We have to get it. We have to do our best now. So yes, you are going to please solve it. And if you have any confusions, comment. Let's move to derivatives. Continuity derivative, guys. The second unit is also over. The next unit is your calculus unit, and we'll solve some questions on derivative and continuity. सबका वेटेज तो पता ही है ना आपको, बहुत ज्यादा इंफॉर्मेशन नहीं देना चाहती हूँ. रिलैक्स, you know a lot of things. You're just adding something to your knowledge bank. ठीक है, मिल रहा है, ले लो, absorb, reading. And next step, producing the paper. Don't look out for 10 YouTube channels, 10 teachers giving you short questions, guaranteed questions, board paper. Do not run behind. The more you run, the more your confidence will go down. Stick to anyone, follow that, and spend a lot of time on self-study, self-practice. That's why I'm not taking conducting classes every day, because I don't want to utilize your time unnecessary. You have studied the entire year. This last minute you should spend with yourself, learn the subject, and give your best. Okay. Here is y is equal to tan x the whole raised to cot x. Then what is dy by dx? But it's function raised to function, and we know very well I cannot directly differentiate. It's not composite. मतलब direct तो कर ही नहीं सकते ma'am. It has to be through log. We will take log on both the sides. Log y is equal to, when I take log on the other side, cot x will come over here, and log of tan x. The power comes here using the property of log. And now it's good to differentiate this dialogue. You have to write multiple times, make a practice of it. Log y 1 upon y dy by dx. बच्चों ये मेरी आदत है गंदी सी. I write y dash. Not a very good practice. You will first term derivative of log tan x will be 1 by tan x into derivative of tan x is 6 square x. The second term log tan x derivative of cot x is minus 6 square x. ठीक है. बहुत सारे प्यारे बच्चे क्या करेंगे मैम, cot और tan they are reciprocal, cancel 1. Cot into tan is 1, not cot by tan. ठीक है, तो there we have to simplify. dy by dx is equal to y into cot by tan क्या हो जाएगा, cos by sin upon, और let's say it's cot square. Cot square हो जाएगा, cot square into sec square, cos by sin, 1 by cos, cos cos cancel, 1 by sin. बच्चों ये तो बन जाएगा अपना cosec square. Check for yourself. Cosec square minus log of tan x into cosec. I've taken that minus sign out, and now I can also take cosec square out and put the value of y back. If I substitute the value of y, which is tan raised to cot, and take cosec square out, isn't it the same thing? मजा आ गया, किसको आ गया? Who all could solve it? Y is equal to log of something dy by dx will be what? Again, it's log. I love log. क्योंकि log है ना, सिंप्लीफाई हो जाता है. Log of a by b is log a minus log. log of 1 plus root x and minus log of 1 minus root x. And division property. And now it's good to differentiate. Just differentiate both the sides. Dy by dx is equal to 1 upon 1 plus root x. By chain rule, derivative of 1 plus root x is 1 upon 2 root x. 1 upon 1 minus root x by chain rule derivative is 1 upon 2 root x with a minus sign यार, make it plus. अब क्या होगा, 1 upon 2 root x will come common, remaining two terms you cross multiply, a plus b, a minus b, a square minus b square. So 2 and 2 will also be cancelled. We have 1 upon root x into 1 minus. Option A. Easy. आ रहा है पक्का. Next. Why is tan inverse of this? Then what is the value of dy by dx? From 11th standard, we have been looking at such type of question. It's nothing new. Whenever we have inverse trigonometry and derivative, it calls for some kind of substitution, some kind of formula, using the formula of trigonometry. So here also, because outside there is tan inverse and 4 terms inside the bracket, it reminds of some formula. याद आ रहा है कुछ? नहीं, याद भी नहीं. Tan inverse of x minus y upon 1 plus x minus. Divide numerator and denominator with b cos x. Let's do that. A by b minus tan x upon b cos x divided. So yeah, 1 plus a by b into tan x. Can you all very well see? Tan inverse of x minus y upon 1 plus x into y times. That is equal to tan inverse of a by b minus tan inverse of tan x. If I use my formula knowledge, that is y, which always in inverse trigonometric derivative, we first simplify and then in the end take derivative. This is tan inverse of a by b is just some constant bachu, and here tan inverse tan will cancel up to give x. Now it's very easy peasy to differentiate. Dy by dx is going to be derivative of constant is 0, derivative of x is 1. तो हमको आंसर -1 आएगा. Do not hurry up. It's derivative 1 and -1. Again, it's inverse and there is derivative. So we will look for a suitable substitution here. What if I put the value of x as cos theta? है ना, अपना favorite formula आ जाएगा यहाँ पे. Y will become sec inverse of 1 upon 2 cos square theta minus 1, which is equal to sec inverse of 1 upon 2 cos square theta minus 1 is cos 2 theta. Can I rewrite it as sec 2 theta 1 by cos? And y will become 2 theta on resubstitution. But your substitution है तो resubstitution लाइफ में बहुत important. Theta will be cos inverse of. And now good to differentiate after all the simplifications and resubstitutions. Dy by dx will be 2 constant, derivative of cos inverse minus 1 upon root 1 minus x square. Option C. Very nice. Next one, बच्चों ये भी बड़ा typical type of question. When you have any such question where there are terms till infinity, you need to know that all other terms which are repeating, I'm going to take and write it as 1. In any such type of questions, but there are a lot of variety of questions which has infinite terms in it. Sometimes it's in the power, sometimes it's in the denominators, inside the root like this, inside log. So all the terms which are repeating again and again and again, I'll catch hold of them and put it as 1. And now it's a simple question, implicit function, where you just square them and go ahead and differentiate. 2y dy by dx is equal to 1 plus dy by dx. Y dash मत लिखना बच्चों, preferably. Collect all the dy by dx terms and you have your answer. Option A and B. A function is given as x into sine 1 by x. Alright. If x is non-zero and the value of function is 0 when x is 0, which of the following is true statement? It's not defined, it does not exist, it's continuous, it's discontinuous. Now looking at this x into sine 1 by x makes one feel that it might be either not defined or discontinuous. But now nothing to worry. We have learned sandwich theorem. Even if you have not learned, leave it. कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. You're not missing on anything big. You know that sign of any value, sign of any number will always lie between -1 and +1. Be it 0, pi by 2, infinity, sign of any number between -1 and. So what will be 0 into sign of any number? Like if I multiply this with 0, it's going to lie between 0 and 0. Sandwich theorem इतना ही बोलता है कि यार if you multiply it with x, then this thing will lie between minus x, right? Multiplying through by x. And now if you put the limit value as limit x tends to 0, so then what will you get? This is the ideal way. Lamba choda method, not really needed. So limit x tends to 0, minus x is going to be 0. Middle term as it is. We are trying to find its value. And right hand term is again 0. So if any value is greater than equal to 0 and less than equal to 0, what is that equal to? I am more than 2, I am less than 2. I am 2, isn't it? More than equal to 2, less than equal to 2. So I am 2, that way. So this value is equal to 0. That exactly is your sandwich theorem. You sandwich the function between two same values. This is your sandwich theorem, bacho, applied in this question. So now if you want to check the continuity, I know that limiting value of the function is equal to f of 0, isn't it? Can I say this? Can I say that limit x tends to 0, x into sine 1 by x is equal to 0? This, ये definition है continuity का. If limiting value is equal to value at that point, we say function is continuous. I just proved that limit x tends to 0, x sine 1 by x is 0, and they have also given value of function at that point as 0. So if they are equal, we conclude that the function is going to be continuous. Option C is the only answer, no other choice. Next one, straightforward. Again, bachcho, they have given function is continuous. What is the value of k? So if the function is continuous, what's the formula? Limit x tends to 0, f of x is equal to f of. Limiting value is equal to value at that point. 4 बार बोलो, repeat after me. Limiting value is equal to value at that point. Limiting value is equal to value at that point. Limiting value is equal to value at that point. Limiting value is equal to value at that point. Limiting value is equal to value at that point. Limiting value is equal to value at that point. Limiting value is equal to value at that point. Okay, चलो. A sin square ax x square, I believe life ने adjustment सिखा दिया है. Meaning limit have taught you adjustment in life. So we will multiply divide with a square so that it becomes a nice formula. This becomes 1. A square is equal to k. Option B. Hanji. Okay. At x equal to 2, f of x is. What is this here? This is GIF. GIF. Greatest integer function. So yeah, at x is equal to 2, what do you say? मुझे तो समझ ही नहीं आ रहा यार. If you know the graph of floor function, if you know the graph of step function, if you know the graph of GIF function, सारे एक ही नाम है यार. Indian. GIF function is typical Indian. Multiple names same person. Okay, so this is how it acts. You know the graph. This is how it behaves. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So they want us to check at 2. What happens at 2? At 2. Is the graph continuous? Meaning before 2 and after 2? No, not continuous. There's a break. Clearly, it's called piecewise function, disco divane function, because there is a break. So it's not continuous here. Answer is going to be none of this. If it is not continuous, of course, it's not going to be differentiable. Anything which is not continuous, how will you find its differentiability? Impossible. Yeah? So it's option B. Another function. Now moving on to AOD, bacho. This function is increasing. What is the value of x? If it is increasing, हमको बहुत अच्छे से मालूम है मैम. If the function is increasing, its derivative is greater than 0. Okay? Yes. So what is derivative? 3x square minus 27 is greater than 0. Okay. 3 निकालते हैं. X square minus 9 is greater. x minus 3 into x. If you can do it this way, see, everybody knows wavy curve, great. If you don't know, where is it positive? Less than 0 and less than 3 and greater than 3. The other way can be, from here I can say x square minus 9 is greater than 0. 3 goes on the other side. Right? That means x square is greater than 9. That means x is between x square is greater than 9, bachcho. In other words, it's nothing but mod x is greater than 3. If square of the number is more than 9, आपको ये पता होगा x can be plus minus. So, but then it has to be more than plus 3 and less than minus 3. So that means mod x is greater than 3, or in other words, minus infinity to minus 3 and 3 to infinity. So x square more than 3 is nothing but x less than minus 3 or x greater than 4. Increasing bola tha, so I should have put equal to sign also. That makes more sense. It's not strictly increasing, so. But because the options do not have equal to, so ma'am, should we go with none of this? Achha, this can be a point of ma'am, because there is no equal to in the option, shall I go with it? Ye to mere liye panga ho gaya. The function is increasing when. So we will go with B, bachcho, in this case. We won't go with none of this. Simple reason is mod x greater than 3. X is less than minus 3 less. Because in less than minus 3, even if you don't include this minus 3, in less than minus 3 and greater than plus 3 also the function is increasing. Where is the function increasing? You will say, ma'am, function is increasing in this. But I am saying yes, this is correct, but it is also increasing in this area, na? For more than 3. ये भी तो सही है ना यार? Is it wrong? It is a part of answer. This is complete answer and this is part of the complete answer. So if the options do not have complete answer, it has part of the complete answer, what's wrong with it? Here also function is increasing, so yes, technically B is more correct. Hope my point is clear. Again, this function is increasing for what interval? Interval type question. मैंने यार typical textbook questions नहीं लिया. I've taken a lot of different type of questions, variety of questions. F of x is this. Okay, let's find its derivative by using the u by v rule. V, derivative of u, derivative of x is 1, minus u, derivative of v upon log x. Now please do not write this log x whole square 2 here. No. Only if it's in the power of x, you can bring it on the left side. If it is the whole square, you can't do anything. This becomes 2 times log x minus 1 upon log x the whole square. Pyare bachcho, this is your function. Look, this is the first derivative basically. Left side it's increasing in what interval? Meaning, when is this greater than 0? Greater than 0 is increasing, na? Haan. So denominator is always positive, it's square, denominator cannot be negative. So everything is now dependent on numerator. If log x minus 1 is greater than 0, you will say function is increasing. That means when log x is greater than 1, you will say function is increasing. That means when log का value 1 कब होता है यार? Base तो e है ना? When it is equal to log e, when log x is greater than log e, we will say function is increasing. That means when x is greater than e, we will say function is increasing. E से बड़ा c. Or in other words, you can also try to understand. Convert this logarithmic into exponential. Since it's an increasing function. Na? So I can write it as, if I remove log and take e on the other side, x is greater than e. Directly भी आ जाएगा. Correct. Next, if f of x is cosec x in minus pi to 0, where is its maximum? Interesting. These are the type of questions of maximum minimum where we are stuck. First derivative test, second derivative test, but then it includes trigonometric function. ये थोड़ा तकलीफ देता है ना बच्चों? अभी तकलीफ तुम्हारे दूर करते हैं. Let's follow our usual step. Function, derivative, put it equal to 0, get the critical point, and check with the double derivative whether it's maximum or minimum. Usual 5 steps. F of x, what is the first derivative? Derivative of cosec is minus cosec into, all the C functions have negative derivatives. Okay, now let's quickly find out the double derivative also. UV rule, minus cosec, I'm taking overall, minus cosec first term, derivative of cot is minus cosec square, so it becomes, and plus cot x into derivative of cosec is minus cosec into cot, which is equal to cosec cube x minus cot square x into cosec cube. ठीक है बच्चों, that's my double derivative which I, देखो एक चीज का माइनस cosec में बच्चों this will be plus. Why? Because I have not taken minus out. Considering the minus sign, I've solved it, so it should be plus. Yeah. अब let's put the first derivative equal to 0, our usual method. Minus cosec x into cot x equal to 0. बच्चों is cosec equal to 0 anytime? नहीं. The domain of cosec and the range of cosec will not allow it. You have seen the graph of cosec. It's always above 1 or below minus 1. So above 1, below minus 1. It's never between minus 1 and plus 1. It cannot be 0. Cosec cannot be 0. So yeah, considering cosec 0 does not make sense. Cot x equal to 0 पकड़ लेते हैं. भाई साहब cot x 0 कब होगा? Minus sign if you want to take. Cot x is 0 at pi by 2. Tan pi by 2 not defined, cot pi by 2 0. But can I take pi by 2? No, we are looking in minus pi to 0. Minus pi to 0. We're looking at this segment. So according to that, but it's just the same number system. You're going this way. You're going clockwise instead of anti-clockwise. Clockwise, if you go, it's counted as negative. So don't be afraid of any negative term. It's going this way, minus pi to 0. So between minus pi to 0, where is got negative? At pi by 2, but we will take it as minus pi by 2 because we are moving in this direction. So that means the value of x is minus pi by 2. Well, I have got the point where the critical point is. Is it maxima or minima? I don't know. How to confirm? Double derivative test. Let's put x as minus pi by 2 and see what is the double derivative. Cosec pi by 2 कितना होता है भाई साहब? 1. Cot pi by 2 कितना होता है? अभी तो देखा 0. So we're getting this equal to 1 greater. अरे cosec minus pi by 2 डन मैंने, plus pi by 2, my mistake है. Cosec minus pi by 2 is minus 1. Plus pi by 2 is plus. Minus pi by 2 is minus 1 cube. That will give us minus 1, and minus 1 is less than 0. Negative, if double derivative is less than 0, it confirms as maxima. So बच्चों, what is the maxima? Maximum value is minus 1 at minus pi by 2. Option D is correct. If you paused and solved it on your own, kudos to you. Very well done. The least value of this function is what? E raised to x plus e raised to minus. Again, least, maximum, highest. These are all questions related to maximum minimum. So you have to realize it's from AOD, maximum minimum. And we will follow our usual steps. F dash is e raised to x minus e raised to minus x. Okay? Double derivative will be e raised to x plus e raised to minus. Okay, let's try to find the critical point by putting first derivative equal to 0. E raised to x plus 1 upon e raised to x is equal to 0. Just written that. That means e raised to 2x is equal to 0. That means e raised to 2x is equal to okay, यहाँ पे मैंने क्रॉस मल्टीप्लाई किया इक्वल टू, in between there is minus sign. Sorry, चलो एक काम नहीं करती हूँ मैं, ऐसे करती हूँ. E raised to 2x is equal to 1. E raised to 2x, 1 is nothing but anything raised to 0 will give us 1. from here x is 0. So we have got the point x as 0, but is that maxima or minima? Let's confirm from second derivative. If I calculate at 0, 0 plus, what is anything raised to 0? 1. And what is this? 1 upon e raised to 0. 2. Greater than 0, it's a minimum. पिछले क्वेश्चन में बराबर था ना या लेस देन 0? Yeah. So anything positive, it's a minima according to question. So least value is how much? What is least value of the function? It's 2. The least value of the function is 2. At what point? At 0. So 0 is the minima, 2 is the minimum. Okay, ma और mum को याद करेंगे हम. Moving on to the next part, बच्चों. Differential calculus done. Integral calculus में enter कर रहे हैं. Differential equations is a mixture, so we'll go to it. But yeah, derivative and AOT done. Now, some questions on integrals, indefinite, definite, and then some differential equation questions. Here we go. Integral of cosec into cosec plus cot. Very simple basic question hai, but pata nahi kyun I have seen student getting stuck here. You just have to multiply cosec square. Keep the integrals in mind, signs in mind, बच्चों. C functions negative हो जाता है. So integral of cosec square is minus cot, and integral of cosec and cot is minus cosec. Option B. Sin upon 1 plus cos square. सोच, pause. है तो बड़ा easy है. पता नहीं, sometimes when we solve such high level questions like linear by quadratic type, substitution, partial fractions, by parts, we get stuck at such easy questions. है तो बड़ा easy. Function and its derivative, it's simple substitution. Let cos x be equal to t, and then derivative of cos x sin x dx will be minus dt. Putting it back in the question. LD let differentiate. Whenever you let, you have to differentiate, and then substitute minus dt upon 1 plus t square. Integral 1 upon 1 plus t square is tan inverse of t. LDSR. Let differentiate, substitute, re-substitute. T as cos. Option A. 2x cube upon 4 plus x raised to 8. Denominator has x raised to 8. Numerator has x cube. X raised to 8 derivative is 8x raised to 7. मैचिंग तो नहीं हो रहा है. बहुत कुछ हो सकता है बच्चों. ये देखिए. 2x cube upon 4 plus x raised to 8 is 8x. Oh, I'm sorry. X raised to 8 is x raised to 4 the whole square. Okay, now LDSR, x raised to 4 is t. 4x cube is dt by dx, and x cube dx is 1 by 4 times t. So let differentiate. Substitute it back in the question. 2 is out. X cube dx will be 1 by 4. dt upon 4 is nothing but 2 square plus t square. It's a regular formula. 1 by 2 integral 1 upon a square plus 1 by a tan inverse of t by a plus 1 by 4, resubstituting the value of t as x raised to 4. We get the answer as option A. Correct? Next, integral 0 to pi dx upon 1 plus sin x. How do we integrate this function? पता नहीं, मुझे भी नहीं समझ आ रहा. Rationalize कर लेते हैं. Property. Okay, let's rationalize 1 minus sin x and multiply divide with 1 minus sin x. Denominator will be cos square x, and separate you will get your answer. Okay. 1 upon cos square is 6 square. Sin upon cos will be tan. 1 upon cos will be sec into tan. See if you're getting this, and don't forget this. 0 to integral 6 square is tan x. Sec into tan is sec x. The whole is going from 0 to tan pi 0, sec pi minus 1 है. upper limit minus lower limit. Tan 0, 0, 6, 0, 1. 1 minus of minus plus 1. I think 2 is the answer, option. But always cross verify whenever you have trigonometric functions calculations. Next one, integral 0 to 1 x into e raised to x upon 1 plus x square. Again, a very standard type of a question, and the moment I see e raised to x multiplied with something, I recall of that special formula, the two special formulas. If you have studied only one special formula, in textbook there is only one, in J there is two. Yeah, application of integrals, application of biparts formula. E raised to x out, x upon 1 plus x the whole square. I'll just add and subtract 1. And now you all know how the magic works. This x plus 1 taken as one bracket, which will give you 1 upon 1 plus x. And the next one taken in a separate bracket and using the formula integral e raised to x f of x plus f dash of x is equal to e raised to x into integral किसके साथ भागेगा? It will elope with function or its derivative. E raised to x will elope with its function. This is function, here is the derivative. 1 upon 1 plus x. And limit is from 0 to 1. E upon 2, 1 upon e upon 2 minus 1. Option A. Okay, G. Very good, very good. Let's keep doing. Some questions on differential equation. Don't worry. I am not going to waste any time. If you think that the moment you think, ma'am, we know such type of questions, change. Differential equation. E raised to x plus 1 y dy is equal to y plus 1 e raised to x dx. How will we solve? Simple question on variable separable. I will simply put all the y terms on left side. Y upon 1 plus y dy is equal to e raised to x upon 1 plus e raised to x dx. Variable separable हो गया. Let's integrating RHS is super easy. Corollary बच्चों f dash of x upon f of x is log mod of f of x. How do I write the constant if there is log on both left and right? We prefer to write constant also in terms of log. तो आप देख लो, you can always change the constant. आप यहाँ पे क्या करें यार? Just add and subtract 1 and separate. What we did exactly in the previous question. Add 1, subtract 1 and take the term separately. So you'll be first term cancel, we'll be left with only 1 dy, and second term minus out 1 plus y dy. Integral of 1 is y, integral of 1 upon 1 plus y is log mod of y. RHS log a plus log b is log of ab. ऐसा कोई ऑप्शन है क्या यार? मैं कर तो रही हूँ. There's no C. Okay, this y will also go there. Okay. So y is equal to this log also on the other side. If log is added, all the terms will multiply. Log of inside the bracket C 1 plus e raised to x into 1. Correct? अच्छा जी. Correct बच्चों, correct. You got it. 1 plus y. है ना? F dash of x upon f dash of x. F dash of x upon f log mod. So this is 1 plus 1. And now, बच्चों in calculus always the base is e raised to y is equal to the bracket c 1 plus e raised to x into 1. Option A. ठीक है? Final adjustments as per the option. All of them can come for 2 marks in your MCQ. 18 marks. 18 marks in our hand, and it's not just 18 marks. Which are the questions that we're doing will clear your base in a way that it's going to help you in all the 2 mark or 3 mark or 5 mark. Why not? If you clear one part, it's helpful in all other parts. ये I'm not solving it completely. देख लो, question है. If you don't know, you will be stuck for very long. If you know, you can do it easily. So in this question, we will try and take x common from the second and fourth term. 1 plus y is there. If I take minus x common, inside the bracket, 1 plus 2. And now if you know the factorization, defactorization technique, 1 plus y is repeated, take it common. If 1 plus y is taken common, 1 minus x will be left. And but now it's simple, you can easily do variable separable method in this question. Correct, Bacho? Only while integrating, make sure this is 1 minus x, so it's minus sign will come. And either this way or just minus sign will come. Keep that in mind and proceed with the answer. Solve it for yourself. Next question, dy by dx plus root of 1 minus y square upon 1 minus x square. But ये भी तो easy है ना? This is also your variable separable. If I take it on the right side, 1 minus y square root of 1 minus x square. Now 1 upon root 1 minus y square dy minus 1 upon root 1 minus x square dy. Pyare bachcho, we try to keep the y term on left side, x term on right side. If there is any negative sign, I'll prefer to keep it on my right side. And now integral, this is your simple cos inverse, sin inverse derivative. ये भी तो sin inverse. So we will look at the option bachcho. This is derivative, this is integral of sin inverse. This, if I consider the minus sign, it's integral of cos inverse. If I don't consider the minus sign, it's integral of sin inverse. Because there is only a difference of minus sign in sin inverse and cos inverse integral. So what to do? In that case, you look at the options. The options have sin everywhere. So I'll consider the minus outside and integrate to write it as sin inverse x. Okay? If it's not an MCQ, it's a regular question, it's your choice. You can write sin inverse or cos inverse. Hope the method is super clear. चलो लिख ही देते हैं. Sin inverse of y is equal to minus sin inverse of x plus c. Minus will come on the other side. Option C will become the answer. The general solution of this. General solution, there is something called as particular solution in which you find the values. So, वो भी try कर लियो. Well. Here dy by dx is packed within log. Let's free it. Log on the other side, meaning converting it into exponential form, e raised to ax plus by. Using law of indices, separate, and again it's a variable separable question. This y term on other side, dx on this side. E raised to minus by dy, e raised to ax. Say na boss. And then while you are integrating, keep in mind this minus sign will come. You have to take into account the minus b. Whatever coefficient is there, you will divide with it. No integration will happen. Simple formula. So I think answer will be option A. We'll divide with minus the coefficient of y. This is your homogeneous. Just by looking at the question, you can identify where it's homogeneous. How? Degree 2, denominator also 1 plus 1. Entire term has degree 2. Each term's degree should be same. Then it becomes homogeneous. And homogeneous differential equation means there is dy by dx on one side and RHS this format. Simple funda, y equal to vx. And then you proceed ahead to solve. I think very easily you all can solve the question. If you find any difficulty, let me know. This is your LDE, linear differential equation. Again, the format is dy by dx plus py equal to q. This p and q should be x and your y. And that's the format dy by dx plus py equal to q. Integrating factor will be e raised to integral p. dy or dx? Dy. Why? Because p is a function of e raised to integral p dx. Sorry. And solution is y into integrating factor is equal to integral q into integrating factor dx. So let's just substitute the value, which what will be p 1 by x, q x square, and in linear differential equation, just ensure that nothing is multiplied with dy by dx. If there is any term multiplied, get rid of it. Divide throughout the equation with that term if it fits the linear format. Linear का मतलब ये है कि dy by dx is standalone, it's not multiplied, and the power of y is 1. It's linear. Integrating factor will be e raised to integral 1 by x dx. That's e raised to log x. Base is same. Answer will be x. Solution: y into x is equal to integral x square into x dx plus xy is equal to integral x cube will be x raised to 4 by 4 plus 4xy is equal to x raised to 4 plus 3. ठीक है बच्चों? Okay, let's move to the next unit, which is vector 3D, and then the last unit, probability LPD. Okay, vector 3D के थोड़े questions करेंगे. Again, the questions which are very easy or direct formula based, I'm not going to solve them because it has to be solved by you with a lot of patience. शांति से formula pick up करो. Wherever there is logic needed, I am here and I am going to tell you few things. Listen carefully. It is going to clear a lot of your concepts. A unit vector in the direction of this vector. A unit vector in the direction of that. So if you have any big vector and I want a unit vector in the same direction, what do? I divide with its magnitude. Yeah? It's simply they're asking you for a cap. They're asking you for a cap. So dividing by the magnitude of this will give the answer 2 square 4, 3 square 9, 6 square 36, 45, 49, 7. 2 by 7 minus 3 by 7 and 6 by 7. Check the signs. It can be none of this also. So do not risk. Check the signs and then look. A and B are endpoints of a vector AB. Then the direction cosine of AB is what? तो यहाँ पे मुझे ये जानबूझ के I took this question. It's a very simple 1 mark, 2 mark question. But why I took? Because the simple fundas are not clear. But your direction cosine is related to always a unit vector. And direction ratio is always related to your any other vector. So if I find out AB bar, it's going to be minus 1, minus 2 I cap, minus 2, minus 4 j cap, and 1 plus 3, 4 k cap. बच्चों ये जो minus 2, minus 4 and 4 है ना, that's your direction ratio. That's going to be A, B, C value. You take any vector and its coefficient will be your direction ratio. And you take the unit vector, its coefficient will be direction cosine. ठीक है? So चलो इसका magnitude निकालो. It will be 2 square 4, 4 square 16, 32, 36. So AB cap, that means unit vector will be minus 2 by 6 minus 1 by 3 I cap, 4 by 6 minus 2 by 3 j cap, plus 2 by 3 k cap. बच्चों ये जो है ना, that becomes the coefficient of this is your direction cosine, minus 1 by 3, minus 2 by 3 and plus 2 by 3. That is your element. Option C. I know you can always go with your formula where it says ABC, sorry, element is equal to A upon root A square plus B square plus C square plus minus B upon plus minus C upon. Yes, you can do that formula method, but this understanding, this knowledge is very important. You'll not get stuck anywhere. This vector is what? Is it zero vector, unit vector, constant vector, or none of this? Which is zero or null to pata tha. I mean, zero or unit, so we know what is zero, what is unit, but what is this constant vector? पता नहीं, ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता. There is nothing like constant vector. But it's a vector. Okay. So what you will do is you'll try to figure out these are the coefficients. Just calculate its magnitude. Cos square alpha. How do you calculate magnitude? Square and add. Cos square alpha plus cos square beta. Cos square alpha plus sin square beta. And plus sin square alpha. Which beautifully you can see it's getting simplified. From first and second terms, cos square alpha is taken out. Inside the bracket, cos square beta plus sin square beta is 1, and this is sin square. Sin square plus cos square is again 1. It becomes a unit vector, right? These are some of the expected MCQs. A and B are vectors such that magnitude of A, magnitude of B is given. Their dot product is also given. What is the angle between them? Straight formula है. cos theta A dot B upon magnitude A into B. Why did I take this question? Is there anything special? कुछ स्पेशल तो नहीं है वैसे. अच्छा, ओके. √3 1 का √3 2 का है ना, एंड 2 कैंसिल, आंसर इज 1 cos 5. नहीं, √3 1 का √3 √2 का, and √2 upon √2 is 1 by √2. That means theta will be pi by, शायद इसलिए लिया होगा, I don't know. Whoever benefits. A and B are given angle between 2A plus B and A plus 2B. बच्चों, if they've asked angle between 2A plus B and A plus 2B, what will you do? The same way you find angle between A and B, you use it here. Angle between 2A plus B and A plus 2B. A dot B is the way A dot B is. Okay, maybe that's why I took this question. Now I recall. Cos theta is dot product upon the magnitude. So here also cos theta will be the dot product divided by their magnitudes. Yeah, that's the reason. And put the values. How will you put? You will find out what is 2A, add it to B. 2A plus B. You will find out A, add it to 2B. Take their magnitudes. Take their dot product. Dot product will always be scalar. Substitute and get the answer. पता नहीं क्या आंसर है, but ठीक है. Okay, A and B are mutually perpendicular unit vectors. Then what is the dot product equal to? But if they are mutually perpendicular, then amongst them the dot product is going to be A and B dot product will be 0. Dot product of perpendicular vector is 0. Also at the same time they are unit vectors. So magnitude of A and magnitude of B will be equal to 1. You want to find this? Let's multiply them. 3A into 5, 3 5 are 15. But A dot A is magnitude A square, bachcho. It's not only A square, it's magnitude A square. They hold marks. 3 into 6, 3 5, 3 6 are 18, minus 6, A dot B. 2 5 are 10, B dot A. And minus 12, B dot B is magnitude B. Where? Pyare bachcho, you all know that A dot B and B dot A are same. In dot product, they are same. In cross product, there's a minus. So A dot B, it's 0. I may simply not write them. They're not getting cancelled. It simply is 0. Okay? 0, 0. So 15 times magnitude of A is 1 and 12 times magnitude of B is, answer will be 15 minus 12, 3. Next one. If theta is the angle between unit vectors A cap and B cap, then what is the value of this half magnitude of A cap minus B cap? I want you to pause, think about it, come back and check the solution. Magnitude of A cap minus B cap, the whole square. Bachcho, kabhi bhi na vector mein, a lot of times when you don't know where to start with. They've asked you something and you don't know. You square and use your simple property that magnitude of A square is A dot A. Right? A dot A is magnitude of A. So this square is going to be A cap minus B cap dotted with A cap minus B cap. I really don't know where I'm proceeding. Let's see. A cap, B cap. Okay, fine. So now if I multiply A dot magnitude A square minus A cap dot B cap minus B cap dot A cap plus B cap square. Why am I doing that? Theta is the angle. Now I wanted dot product. Okay. But your A and B are unit vectors. So I can write 1 and 1. That 1 plus 1 became 2. And A dot B and B dot A can be written as minus 2 times A dot. Because they are same. 2 common. 1 minus A dot B. Using the dot product formula, A dot B is magnitude of A into magnitude of B upon, into cos theta. Yeah, into cos theta. Correct? So far so good. Okay, looks like I'll get something which is equal to 2 times 1 minus magnitude of A cap, magnitude of B cap 1. cos theta. Options are in half angle. So 1 minus cos theta अपना favorite है. 1 minus cos theta is 2 sin square theta by 2. Question, acha. Now this square root we don't want, take it on the other side. A cap minus b cap, take the square root on the other side. 4 will become 2 sin theta by 2. 2 sin theta by 2. Question is half of it, so divide by 2 on both the sides. Dividing by 2 on both the sides, you will get only sin theta by 2, which is your option D. Go through it once again. Easy है, आराम से करना. Okay, magnitude of A, magnitude of B given, magnitude of the cross product also given. What is dot product equal to? So for dot product, we need magnitude A, magnitude B, cos theta. Okay, I need cos theta because the other two values are provided to us. We just need cos theta. Okay, I can get that from cross product because in cross product, what is A cross B? Magnitude A, magnitude B, sin theta. And do not forget, मेरे प्यारे बच्चों, n cap, the direction. Always the cross product is will give you the vector as answer. Dot product will give scalar as answer. Cross product will give vector as answer. Okay, from here, if I take magnitude on both the sides, magnitude of A cross B is 35, root 26, 7, sin theta. And what is magnitude of n cap, बच्चों? N cap is unit vector, its magnitude will be the 1. From here, sin theta is 7 ones are 7 fives are. So that's 5 by root 26. If that's sin theta, what will be cos theta? You can think that way or multiple ways. I mean, sin is opposite upon hypotenuse. So in this right angle triangle, 5 and 26, this should be 26, 5, 25, 1 होगा ना यार? 1 plus 5, 26. Yeah. So cos theta will be 1 by root 26. 1 by root 26. And your dot product is going to be equal to 7. Option B is correct. Perfecto. Okay. Here is another question where diagonals are given. And you have to find area of parallelogram. Nothing, I'm not solving it. The formula for area of parallelogram is simply half into magnitude of cross product of their diagonals. Don't forget the half. Then you will take cross product of diagonals and take its magnitude. Because after taking cross product, you will get a vector whose magnitude you have to take. To get the final answer, always write your final answer in statement and square units. It's area. ABC are mutually perpendicular unit vectors. What is the value of this? Now it's similar to the previous two questions back. We have to find A plus B plus C. I have absolute no idea on how to find this, so I will use the funda. Magnitude of A square is A dot. If I want A plus B plus C, I'll square it and say it's equal to A plus B plus C dotted with A plus B plus C. And that's open up. Usual multiplication, A dot A is magnitude A square, magnitude B square, magnitude C square, A dot B, B dot C, C dot A. This will be 2 times, right? Yeah. 1 plus 1 plus 1 क्या होगा? And they are unit vectors, bachcho. Magnitude of A, magnitude of B, magnitude of C. They all are unit vectors. So 3. And also they are mutually perpendicular. So A dot B, B dot C, and C dot A. All are going to be 0. Dot product of perpendicular vectors 0. So 3, but that's square root. Root 3 will be your final answer. Bachcho, please, yeah, request that. Do not miss the bars anymore. When you're cross-checking the paper in the final 10-15 minutes, when you're going through, check your matrix question, check the bars everywhere. You put the bar very well. Marks जाते हैं. A and B, C are given. Let them be coterminous edges of a parallelepiped, then what is its volume? बच्चों, the parallelepiped, tetrahedron, all these things are not there, I know. Deleted है कहीं ना कहीं, it was earlier there. It comes under box product, scalar triple product, vector triple product, but ठीक है. One can always ask it in the part of syllabus, meaning volume of a parallelepiped formula is box product ABC. Now you'll be like, ma'am, what is this new thing? We have not studied. It's okay. Don't study. This is simply A dot B cross C. बच्चों ये क्या है? A dot B cross C. This you know very well. A dot B cross C. You all know how to find cross product. You all know how to find dot product. Bas. It's A dot B cross C, बच्चों. And you have B, you have C, you have A. Find the cross product, take it strong. In other words, if I have to help you out कि कैसे solve करना है, तो चलो कोई बात, इतना ही कर लेते. That's the formula. Volume of parallelepiped is A dot B cross C. Next question. A dot A cross B. What is the value of A dot A cross B? Well, its value is 0. In determinants, the main part properties of determinant is deleted, but still you would be aware that if in any determinant, two rows are same or two rows or two columns are proportional, the value of determinant becomes 0. If any two rows or any two columns are same or they are in proportion, value of determinant is 0. The same way here, बच्चों, A dot A cross B. It's like your first column is of A. Second column is also of A. AI cap, AJ cap, and AK. Second is also AI, AJ, and AK. Third is B. BI, BJ, and BJ. So if any two rows become same, the value has to be 0. That's one way. There can be multiple ways of getting the answer. Tell me what is your view of proving this. If in case it comes for a proof. Staying within the limits, nothing out of syllabus. Within our limits, whatever we have studied, how can we prove? थोड़ा सा challenge दे दिया है. Next question. The direction ratios of two lines are given. The acute angle between the lines. It's a direct formula. If we know the direction ratios, how do we find acute angles? A1, E2 plus B1, B2 plus C1, C2 upon square root of A1 square plus B1 square plus C1 square into square root of A2 square plus B2 square plus C2 square. And entire thing in magnitude. What is A1, A2, B1, B2? भाई यही है ना अपना A1, B1, C1 is the direction ratio. A2, B2, C2 is the direction ratio of second. So after solving, yeah, whatever answer you get, please solve it. Take it because I have mentioned that we need something important. मैं यहाँ पे basics भी clear करवा रही हूँ. Initially, I took some difficult questions. Now I'm focusing more on the logic, clarity. The angle between these two lines. If I want angle between these two lines, I can use this formula. But then, do you all know very well how to find A1, B1, C1 and A2, B2, C2? Pakka? A1, B1, C1? Correct? A2, B2, C2? Correct? Just be careful. When you're comparing, you should compare it in this way. It should be in standard form. Sometimes just to make your life difficult, they can give this equation as x, let's say 2x minus 2 by 2. If it is in this form, then your A1 is not 2. In that case, I cannot say A1 2. The coefficient of x, y and z should be 1 in order to compare. Okay? So if there is any other thing, you take it common. Meaning I can write this as taking 2 common, x minus 1 by 2. 2 will be cancelled. I can write it as x minus 1 by 1. So 1 becomes my A. Now I can compare. Okay? So coefficient of x by z should be 1. Make sure every time you're comparing and getting the answer. Rest is same, but rest you will just apply the formula. I want you to make this point. A line is passing through a point and it's parallel to another vector. The vector equation is 1. So R bar is A bar plus lambda B bar. Position, direction, position, direction, position, direction, point, direction ratio, point, direction ratio. So what is the point? Pi minus 2. किधर मिल रहा है भाई? BSE. What is the direction ratio? 2 minus 1 3. किधर भाई? This is your answer. Position, direction. Simple. Any line wants position and direction. Plane तो है ही नहीं, बल्ले बल्ले. A line passes through point. अरे फिर से. And is parallel to the line. ये बच्चों, बुफुन. And is parallel to the vector. What is vector equation? Same question. Same question. Okay. Only difference is यहाँ पे this is in vector form, this is in Cartesian form. We know how to find the direction ratio. Point is given -2, 4, -1. Where is it? So either it can be B or D. What is direction? Point मिल गया बच्चों, direction. Our line which is passing through -2, 4 and -5 is parallel to another line given. So what is the direction ratio of this line? 3, 5, 6. Is it comparable? Yes. Coefficient of x, y, z is 1. So 3, 5 and 6 are the direction ratios. 3, 5 and 6. Option B is correct. Vector equation of x-axis. Aha. X-axis, y-axis, z-axis. For point we need position direction. So x-axis is passing through the origin and it's in the direction of x. So r bar is equal to 0 I cap. Position is 0 I, 0 j, 0 k. That's equal to 0. Plus lambda times, because it's x-axis, what is the direction ratio? 1, 0, 0. For x. For y it will be 0, 1, 0. For z, 0, 0. So r bar is a bar plus lambda. B bar will be I cap plus 0 j plus 0 k. Answer is all right. Very good. The angle between two lines with direction ratios are given. Same way, bachcho. Only difference is here the ABC values are a little different, short form. So practice them as well. If you practice it directly in the exam, it might take time. You will be stuck at some step. So I've taken it purposely. It's in short form. Practice karo. See what answer you're getting. If a line makes alpha, beta, gamma with x, y, z axis, then what is the value of this? So what is alpha, beta, gamma, bachcho? It's your directed angle. Directed angle bolte hain. When I put a cos to it, the moment I put cos to it, it becomes direction cosine. And moment I multiply it with something, it becomes direction ratio. So we know one relation, cos square alpha plus cos square beta plus cos square gamma. So we have to find this value. It's a very typical question. Standard है इसलिए ले लिया मैंने. बच्चों sin square can be written as 1 minus cos square alpha, 1 minus cos square beta, and 1 minus cos square gamma. ठीक है. Take all the 1, 1, 1 together. It's 3. Minus common. Cos square alpha plus cos square beta plus cos square gamma. 3 minus. How much is this value, bachcho? It's 1. 3 minus 1. 2 becomes your answer. Well, अब ये भी question. Okay. After this, we'll move to the probability questions. LPP MCQs as such, there are not very tricky MCQs, but yeah, 2 years back in one of the papers, the LPP case study question was a bit challenging. So, but yeah, focus here is not on case study today, and MCQs are not very difficult out of this LPP. So I've taken only probability questions in the next segment for today only. But yeah, let's do this question. If these points are there and they happen to be collinear, then what is the value of formula? Multiple ways to approach this question. There are 3 points A, B, and C. We know very well if points are collinear, what happens? The direction ratios are in proportion. Direction ratio of AB, if I say it's A1, B1, C1, and direction ratio of BC is A2, B2, C2. Then, of course, for collinearity, A1 by A2 will be equal to B1 by B2 equal to C2. If lines are collinear, direction ratios are in proportion. If lines are perpendicular, sum of product of direction ratios. Chalo, let's find out what is A1. How do you find direction ratio when 2 points are given? Subtract them. How do you find direction ratio when 2 points are given? Subtract them. -4 plus 1. -4 plus 1 कितना होता है भाई? 3 -3. A1 हो गया ना? A2 निकालते. 5 plus 4 9. B1 2 minus 3 minus 1. B2 5 minus 2 3. C1 -2 -2 -4. C2 lambda plus 2. बच्चों, can you see this ratio is coming out to be equal to -1/3. So cross multiply. Lambda plus 2 is equal to 2 3 are 12. Lambda is 10 according to me. Hanji, next. Well, moving on to the probability question, the last part. Here we go. If A and B are mutually exclusive events, probability of A and B are given. A union B is given. What is this X? Mutually exclusive gives us a very clear information that A intersection B is going to be null and probability will be 0. Using our simple formula of set chapter, this is 0.4 plus x minus 0. X will be 0.1. Option A. Now the same question on next slide differs by, instead of mutually exclusive, you have the word independent events. In that case, what happens? But just same formula. It will be P of A plus P of B minus P of A intersection B. But because they are independent, do you all agree with me that this is how it will multiply independent events? Multiplication theorem. And therefore, x बोला है ना ये. This is 0.1 equal to x minus P of A is 0.4 into x. Taking x common, 1 minus 0.4, 0.6 equal to 0.1. X is 1/6. ठीक है? Next, we are going to see some questions on conditional probability also and multiplication theorem, word problems, dice. A and B are events, P of A, P of B, and P of A complement union B complement is given. What is the value of A and I? Then A and B are independent or exclusive or both or none. I hope you have no confusion. Independent and exclusive are not the same. They are different. What is this given to us? P of A complement union B complement. If I use the De Morgan's law, it's A intersection B the whole complement. And if I use the complement law, it's 1 minus P of A section B. Oh, sorry, yeah. 1 minus P of A section B is 1/4. P of A section B comes out to be equal to 3/4. Agreed. And from here, what is P of A into P of B? Half into 7/12. Oh, 7/23. Is P of A into B equal to A intersection B? No. So it's not independent. Is a probability of A intersection B 0? Not exclusive. If it's not A and B, it can't be C. None of this is the answer. Alright. Okay, some questions. It is given that probability A can solve a given problem is 3/5. B can solve is 2/3. The probability that at least one of A and B can solve. But ये word at least है ना? In such cases, most of the times we use the other approach because they are concerned that questions should be solved. A solves, B solves, or both of them solve, doesn't matter, but the question should be solved. So one of the ways can be at least one solves the problem. It can be 1 minus probability, no one solves, and total minus no one solves. Or you can take A solves, B doesn't, B solves, A doesn't, both A and B. You can take 3 cases or you can take this approach. This is simpler always. No one solves means A complement, B complement, intersection. Neither A nor B. A did not solve and B did not solve. 1 minus They are solving it independently, so I'll use the independent theorem. Probability of A is 3/5, so it's not solving will be 2/5. B is 2/3, so not solving will be 1/3. 5 3 is 15 minus 2, 13/15. Option A, B, C solving a problem are given. What is the probability? It is 2. So it's same like the previous question. Problem has to be solved. Doesn't matter who solves A, B, or C. There it was only 2 people. Here there are 3 people. So you'll take all 3 of them. A complement intersection, B complement intersection, C complement. Instead of 2, you'll take 3. A hit a target 4 times in 5 shots. So probability of A will be 4/5. B hits a target 3 times out of 4, and C hits a target twice out of 3. Probability B and C hit and A does not hit. So it's simply B hits, C hits, A does not hit. Does not comes with a complement. B and C hits. Intersection, why? Because and you can see yourself. And independently they are hitting. हाथ पकड़ के तो करनी ही है बच्चों. Probability of C into probability of A. Just substitute the values and get your answer. A machine operates only when all its 3 components function. The probabilities of the failures of first, second, and third components are 0.2, 0.3, and 0.5 respectively. What is the probability machine will fail? So they want the machine to fail. Probability machine fail is equal to 1 minus probability all 3 components function if you cannot understand 1 minus probability, machine does not fail. What is the probability of machine failing? Total minus probability of machine not failing. Now when will machine not fail? They have given a very strict condition. Machine will operate only when all the 3 parts of the machine are functional. If any one part is off, if any one part is not working, the machine will not work. If out of 3, 2 are not working, machine will not work. All 3 should work properly in order to function. So that's why I've written 1 minus probability, all 3 components are functional, only then machine operates. 1 minus, what is the probability all 3 are functional? Means A component is also functional, B is also functional, and C is also functional. P of A, P of B, and P of C. Pyare bachcho, they have given us probability of failure. They have given us probability of A component. So what will be probability of A? 0.8 means 2 out of 10. So it's 0.8. They have given us probability of B part failing. So what will be probability of B? 0.7. Probability of C machine failing 0.5. Probability of C 0.5. Okay. What is A, B, and C in case anyone is getting confused? A component A functions. B component B functions. Then C component C functions. Function. I'm not saying failure. It's functioning. Then the probability of A. Failing. A complement is component A fail. Okay. Hope the difference is clear. By using that, you will get the answer as option B. And it's 8 into 7 into 5. 7 5 is 35 into 8. 0.35 into 0.8. Yeah. A die is rolled. If the outcome is an odd number, what is the probability that it is spread? So it's a simple question on conditional probability. Now everything is simple. Okay, let's take 2 parts. A is odd number. B is prime number. What is the question? Probability that it is prime given it's an odd number. Probability that you get a prime number given it's already an odd number. According to formula, it's n of A intersection B upon The second one comes in denominator. Do you all agree? Know the formula? In case you have studied it with P, this one is the same. Cardinality or probability comes out to be same. What are the odd numbers in throwing a die? 1, 3, and 5. The probability or n of A, let's say, is. What are the prime numbers? 3, 2, 3, and 5. 2 is also prime number. Huh? N of B, anyways, we don't know. What does A in section B? 3 and 5. That's equal to 2. So answer will be 2 by option A. बस ऐसे लिख के आ जाओ टीचर impress. You have understood very well. Okay, next. A and B are independent. Probability of A complement given B complement. But if A and B are independent, their complements are also independent. So probability of A complement given B complement is same as probability of A. The way we say, probability of A given B will be equal to probability of A. Why? Because if A and B are not dependent, why should I change my probability based on B? Probability of A given B is same as A. Now what is probability of A complement? 1 minus probability of. Next, a die is thrown twice and sum of numbers appearing is observed to be 7. What is the conditional probability that the number 2 has appeared at least once? So in some questions they mention the word as a plate with it is a conditional probability. In some question you have to understand it's Bayes TPT conditional. Okay. So but yes, I know a lot of things like Bayes theorem and all are important, but I won't do justice in such small time to Bayes, and for that you have to watch my one-shot videos. You will get the clear picture. Bayes theorem, anyways, putting it in an MCQ for 1 mark will not be correct. So I am focusing on the 1 mark per MCQ. A die is thrown twice, sum of numbers. So A is sum of numbers appear to be 7. B, 2 appears at least 1. So sum of number 7, what are the things here? Starting from 1, it can be 1 or 6, 6, 1, 2, 5, 5, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3. Anything else? No. These are 6 outcomes. B2 appears at least once. So there are only 2 outcomes, 2, 5 and 5, 2. So that's like, I have mentioned already the condition here at least once. If I wouldn't have mentioned, I would use the formula. So what is this? 2 out of 6. 2 out of 6, that's 1/3. Both standard way se bhi kar sakte hain. You write down all the elements having 2. So out of 36 outcomes, you'll write down and then you will take the intersection and then use the formula. But that's long way. A couple has 2 children. What is the probability both are boys? If it is no, one of them is boys. Again, it's a conditional probability. Some condition is given. Based on that, you have to find other thing. Sample space क्या होगा? G1, G2, both girls. One girl, second boy, or first boy, second girl, or both the boys. That's your sample space. What is the probability both are boys? Both are boys. Given one of them is boy. Okay. ये एकदम मैं अपने टाइम पास तरीके से कर रही हूँ बच्चों. टाइम पास क्वेश्चन है. Probability of both being a boy. It's 1 out of 4. And if one is already a boy known to us, then it's 3 out of 4. Then 1 boy. So 1/3 will be your answer. You can name it AB and then solve it the regular way. If an unbiased die is tossed twice, what is the probability of getting a 4, 5 or 6 on the first toss and 1, 2, 3, 4 on the second toss? Acha. Isn't it this probability of A intersection B, where both the events are independent? I mean, first toss will give me any number, and second toss can give me any number. How are the two tosses dependent? I know many people can think, ma'am, 4 is common. Arre, but these are two different tosses. Once you toss, you get some number. Again, you toss, you get some number. So, probability of getting 4, 5, 6 is 3 out of 6. Probability of getting 1, 2, 3, 4 is 4 out of 6. And 3 4s are 12 by 36. That's again 1/3. Arre, all the questions at 1/3 is the answer. What's next for us? Oh, we are done, guys. These were some recap of the important MCQs that will give you a final boost. Hope your preparation will go in full swing and you're going to give your best for the final exam. But you'll love you all. Take care. I trust on you. You will definitely do well and come out with flying colors. Thank you, Bacho. Bye bye and keep practicing maths. Thank you.